Hi there, Michelle here from Zonin. Going to really quickly show you what we like to call the Dietitian Dashboard or the Coach Web App, which is essentially your way of overseeing everything the athlete is doing, making any recommendations you want. So really kind of your side of the platform and your tool to use. So first and foremost, at the top right here, this is where you can save your different teams or groups of athletes. And then within each of those teams or groups, you can go between your different athletes here. Then clicking this little pencil will allow you to go into the athlete and view their profile or edit it in any way, whether it's their biometrics, nutritional profile, food preferences, training profile, etc. You do have complete control to either view or edit them on your side. The far left here is where you can see how they're doing throughout the day, both in terms of nutrition as well as hydration here at the bottom. And then far right here, this is where you can actually do some customizations when it comes to both calories and hydration. So if I want to go ahead and override what the app is suggesting the athlete have, I just click customize here, and I can customize both the calories as well as the macronutrient distribution. And as I mentioned, same with hydration here. At the top right here, this is where you can actually send and schedule out push notifications. So if I come up and I create new notification, I can go ahead and say who I want it to go to, which athletes within that group. I can go ahead and give it a title, a description, and I can either send it live right then and there, or I can now toggle it on as well, and I can schedule it out as well as schedule it to repeat. So for example, if you want a push notification every Tuesday at 9 a.m. to go out to the team about taking a certain supplement or to hydrate, you can go ahead and preset that so you don't have to come in and do it every single Tuesday, for example. And then this middle piece here is where all of your meal planning comes into play. So you can see here, this first pencil will allow you to change any of the meal names, and this will allow you to change any of the meal times. If I click into the meal, this is where I can make my suggestions if I want to give them and override what the app may be suggesting for general meals. So first and foremost, I have that same restaurant button. So I can search restaurants, recommend items at restaurants if I know an athlete is eating out. I can make what we like to call custom meals. So you can see at the top here, I have a couple saved, like overnight oats, parfait. Essentially, these are recipes that you can quickly reference and grab ingredients from to quickly meal plan, just making your life a bit easier and more efficient. We can also make protocols here. So if I click show protocols at the top here, you can see immune health, anti-inflammation, concussion, etc. These are, again, essentially protocols you can make on your dashboard here that both you and the athlete can view, so you can see which foods you want them to focus on. Really easy to create them. You just click create protocols, you add the name, what foods you want to it, and you can always, of course, come back and edit your protocols in any way as well. And then under that same meal planning button, you have general meals here, which is where I can see what the app is suggesting for the athlete. So I can scroll through those and quickly use any of them for meal planning purposes. If the facility or dining facility menus are plugged in, I could see those here and again, quickly use those for meal planning. Or if I was wanting to start from scratch, I can come in, I just go ahead and type in whatever I may want the athlete to be having. It will populate below. I can quickly change serving sizes here and see how it's going to impact that meal, which I really like. I can see micronutrients for each of these items if I just go ahead and click see more, or I can see it for the entire meal as well if I just go ahead and click show more nutrients. And then when I'm done building that out, I just click complete meal, and I can either log it as consumed, which means it's going to go straight into the app and count for the goals for that day for that athlete, or I can just recommend it, which means they're going to see, hey, you're recommended to have this meal, and they can actually choose whether or not they did. And you can make several recommendations so they can toggle between different ones and choose which one they want. And then this is just whether or not you want to send them a push notification about a meal being uploaded. At the bottom here, this is where you can repeat meal plans. So you can either do it weekly, daily, or even choose your days. So say for the month of November, every Thursday and Friday, I want this meal plan to repeat. I can go ahead and set that so that way it's in there for me and I don't have to come in and put in new meal plans every single day on that Thursday and Friday. And then last function here at the top, I will show you, this is what we like to call the custom meal plan, which is pretty robust, but essentially your way of being able to customize and really dial in what you may want this schedule to look like for either a single athlete or a group of athletes. So you can see here, you can pull up a calculator, which you can then search your athletes. It will bring up their weight in kilos. You can put in how much you want them to be focusing on here. It will calculate out the macros and total calories for that day, which then you fill in at the top. And essentially from there, you build it out meal card by meal card in terms of what times you want them to be eating and how much to be having, again, based on their individual goals. goals. If I was wanting to assign it to an entire team and not have these numbers included and just do a new schedule for them, I can go ahead and uncheck this box as well. And this allows me to just make a new schedule and new meal times, which can be nice in terms of a team setting as well. So that's a quick once over of the nutrition tab. I'm now going to move on to the survey tab. So this is essentially where you can create custom surveys to send out to your athletes. I'll just show you the one we have in here at the moment. Basically, what you can do is you can build out your questions in terms of what type, whether it's a toggle, a yes or no, a multiple choice. You can mark whether you want it required or not. And then this will show up in the athlete app and they can take it there. And from there, you can pull any of that data from this analytics tab. So you can see both here, you can pull survey data as well as any nutrition data. So both macronutrients, hydration, etc. You can do it by individual athletes. You can do it by all of your athletes, by certain teams, and then choose your date ranges as well to pull that data, which can be a really nice tool for us as dietitian or nutritionists to finally have some of that data at our hands. And then moving down here, I'll go to the chat. This is pretty self-explanatory, but this is where it's really nice. You can chat back and forth with your athletes. They can send photos, attachments, as can you, but making it really easy to just communicate without having to text them, email them, keeps it all in one spot for them within the app. Hydration is also fairly simple. So this is where you can come in, you can view the athlete's drink log for that day. You can log any water for them here as well, or of course, any recovery drinks within that. Schedule, this is where you can schedule exercises for your athlete. They can also do this in their app as well. But if I click exercise schedule, I just come and put what they're doing, the time, the duration, the intensity. I can again repeat these if I want, or choose multiple days if I know it's happening on multiple days throughout the month. This is for the individual athlete I'm currently under. If I want to do it for an entire team, I just go ahead and toggle this on. And then again, I can choose an entire team to schedule it out for. And then at the top here, this is kind of like your home page. So lots of different features within this. This is where you can edit your goals for the athlete. So if you really want them to focus on certain things, let's say hydration, for example, I can submit those goals. They will see them on their side of the app and then see whether or not they've been hitting those based on what they've been logging. This is a note section for you to take within your athletes. So you can, of course, take those notes, save them, and then review them from previous consults. Again, just keeping it as a nice management system and everything in one spot for you. And then this is also your own little checklist here where you can just make a to-do list for yourself. This the athlete doesn't see, nor do they see the notes section. This is the supplement checklist, which is where you can come in, you can go between your different athletes and you can set their supplement regimen. So again, it's nice because the athlete can both see this as can you, so you can keep track. And then you can also monitor compliance. So they can go ahead and toggle on or off whether they have taken these and you can see them on your side. This is a education upload. So you can come in here, again, you can select which athletes you want it to go to. You press the little plus button, you just select the PDF from your computer, give it a title, and then this will live within the athlete app, which is just really nice from an educational standpoint. And then moving down here, this is where if you are booking appointments through your web app, you will see the appointments here with your athletes. And then the last tab I'll show you is the company tab. So this is essentially where you can really manage the features your athlete is seeing. So you can turn a lot of different things on or off within the app, whether you want certain graphs to be hidden or certain tabs to be hidden. So essentially, you can really kind of customize what the app looks like for your athletes. Alongside that, if I go to athlete features, you can see here, I can turn off certain features for individual athletes. So anything from the macronutrient target numbers to the weights, the weight goals, the fat percentage, I have complete control over what the athlete will see in case you have any athletes of concern. This is where you can create those groups and group your athletes by teams or certain positions. This is where you can upload those facility meals really quickly and easily. This is where you can come in and create any athlete at any point in time. Pretty simple there. And then lastly here, this is where you can, of course, customize your app in terms of logos, colors, etc. And then this tab is all a bunch of tutorials going over some of these features, which again, there are quite a few within the web app, but that is a quick once over of the dietitian side or the coach app of ZoneIn.